Welcome to YouTube channel Knowledge Base. This is Suresh Venkat, connecting world with innovative experts. Today, every profession has evolved over a period of time in terms of adapting to new technologies. How far human resources has adapted itself in embracing new technologies? OKR Stars is a Bangalore-based startup which provides integrated software. OKR is nothing but objective plus key results. Rashmi Gupta, who has done her post-graduation in human resources, today representing OKR Stars, is going to talk more on OKR. It's all.
Yes, hello sir, and thank you for having me here. I'm Rashmi Nagraj, and I am representing, as you said, OKR Stars. We are a Bangalore-based OKR automation software providing company. And as rightly said, innovation is so important in every sector, and human resource, we call it as human capital, which is a huge investment for any organization, is so important for the organizations to keep the human resource management at pace. So they are in par and have their resources working towards the organization goals and providing the best of their performance. So in order to do so, the new buzzword in the Silicon cities all over the world is the OKRs. It is not only a HR framework, but it's an organization goal management framework where it is mostly interested in the interested group of um, people who are looking out for OKRs as a framework to manage their organization goals are the CXOs and the CEOs who want to drive the organization towards their vision and growth strategies that they have um, come up with. We call it as objectives and the key results. So objective is basically the statement which is very aspirational, growth oriented, and it does not have a number, but it is defined in order to understand where, as an organization, where we want to go and reach as a goal. So what part of a goal is defined in the objective, and the key result is how part of reaching that goal. So when we say how part, I always take this example. um, the OKRs actually is also adopted by many individuals. So when we go back to the history of OKRs, it was actually practiced in Intel, which was brought to Google by John Doerr. John Doerr is one of the investors for the Google. So this practice was adopted by Google in like when they were 5 employee old company, and now it's 3 decades after. Even now, Google uses OKRs as one of their organization goal management framework. And for example, Sundar Pichai, even today, every quarter, one day he sets aside to write the OKRs for his organization. So it's so important for an organization to define the OKRs and also cascade it to every levels. It need not be top down, can also be bottom up and cross functional. And once they define it and everybody derives their OKRs from the organization OKRs, so it's so important for everybody to understand what are OKRs. So, and John Doerr popularized this concept by writing his book called Measure What Matters. And there he mentions that OKRs can be personal too. Individuals can follow OKRs. So I always take the example of a personal OKR, which is an objective statement, which is staying fit and healthy for, say, it can be a lifetime goal. But for now, we will take it as a quarter or for an year. So if that is my objective as a personal objective, what could be my key results or how I'm going to achieve that staying fit and healthy for the next quarter? And in order to do so, I define my key results, say, as losing say 5 kilos in the next 6 months. Or I can also bring it to task level, like say for example, walking every day for 3 kilometers to 5 kilometers for say 5 days at least in a week. So if those are my key results, if I am following my key results ritually and I am maintaining a check-in, as in I have completed it, then I am sure to reach my objective statement. So if every individual has this objective, which is what part of what I'm going to achieve, and also the key result, how part of how I'm going to achieve that objective, if that is ritually followed and checked in, and also there is a concept of alignment. In an organization, it's not a single person who is contributing towards the collective goals, right? So each one provides their contribution in order to reach the top level organization goals. When we align with each other, then everybody is working towards the same direction. So when we are aligned, that this we have the software which enables people to key in their objectives, key in their key results, and also check in the progress of the key results. So when I say the key result of exercising 5 days a week, then I check in how much percentage of it is that I am adhering to. So that check in collectively adds to the organization goals. So when we align it, for example, if I have to take an organization goal example, the CEO has a vision of expanding the business by 2 times in the next 1 year. Then he writes his objective statement as expanding the business to 2 times, and he writes the key result as, say, for example, adding a new product line or reaching new marketplace. So when the CEO defines that objective, each department can derive their objectives from there. Say marketing department can derive if the new marketplace is say Middle East or southern part of India, say for example, then the marketing team can uh, define an objective around it, saying coming up with a marketing strategy for the Middle East, and finance team can come up with their objective as in defining the budget and working towards getting the office space and within the budget and so on. And HR team can derive it as hiring new employees for the new marketplace and training them. And this can also be aligned with technical team, as the trainers come from technical team. So it can be cross-functional, it can be top down, and an individual employee can say, this is how I can contribute towards the organization goal. And one of the key characteristics of OKRs is it's transparent across the organization. So the tool that we have has a capability to display the organization OKRs, and anybody in the organization can search for others' OKRs and the progress of it. So that transparency gives a motivation to the employee or anybody, because as an employee, I would know that how is my work contributing to the overall growth of the organization. That is a biggest motivation, and also the transparency. So it is like a cricket dashboard. Anybody can see what's my score is, what's my progress in each objective is. So it is of course motivating for me to contribute more, and also I know what is my role in this overall organization growth. So that's also one of the key features of OKRs. And moving on, uh, in we also had HRs all over the world are been using the MBO method for performance evaluation. So an MBO method is more of performance management, which actually stands for managing by objectives. So we define the objectives, and at the end of the year, we measure how the employee has worked upon it. But there, what is missing is how the employee had to work in order to reach those objectives. So that gap is being now fulfilled with the concept of OKRs, where we are not only defining what to achieve, we're defining how to achieve and enabling the employees to reach towards their goals. So if I would like to share my screen. So this was to tell the quick history of OKRs. As I mentioned, it was conceptualized by Peter Drucker, and it was an improvisation over the MBO method, where it was adopted in Intel, and the whole process was innovated and brought into practice at Intel. From Intel, John Doerr took it to Google, and he also writes this book called Measure What Matters, and which popularized the whole concept of OKR, and a lot of companies all over the world have adopted. To name a few, Amazon, Intel, Google, and also in India, we also have Reliance, who has adopted OKR methodology. And it's any organization who can adopt OKR, if you ask me, any organization with aspirational goals and want to align, the top management wants to align every employee towards achieving the collective goal, they can adopt. And there is no, say, organization size limit for it. Even a 15 employee organization can adopt OKRs. And it's always successful if it is driven and uh, say sponsored by the top management, CEO and or CXOs. The reason being, if the top management is clear in writing the objective statements of the organization and the department, then it becomes easier to drive the overall OKR process at all levels, middle management and the bottom line. So it has to be driven by the top management, and that's where the success of the OKRs lies. And we have another brand called Skills to Talent, which is a talent management software platform. We introduced OKRs. Our CEO, Mr. Vaidyanathan, he has worked with Intel, and he has the hands-on of working on OKRs by himself. So with all that knowledge and for over 35 years of experience in management and technology, he came up with the OKR stars, which was inception in 2019. And as an organization, we automate the OKR process. We assist in implementation of the process in an organization from scratch. We also provide the audit services in order to make sure the OKR process is getting better every quarter. And of course, Measure What Matters is the logo, where why we mean by Measure What Matters is OKRs. Some of the key features I would like to highlight for the OKRs, that it should not be a laundry list of OKRs. When we are defining the objective of an organization or an employee, it should not be more than 4 to 5 OKRs, and each objective can have 2 to 3 KRs, key results, and it should be precise. We need to measure what really matters, not everything that is happening around the organization. And the second key feature is that it is not silos. As I mentioned, it is transparent across the organization. The third key feature is that usually it should be separated from comp and ben. So when we measure the objective or the key result performance of an employee, John Doerr also suggests that it should be kept away from the comp and ben, for the reason that if an employee knows that the check-in that I'm providing in the progress of my objective is directly associated with my compensation and benefit, then there can be a bias in the check-in. Then when it is aligned, the check-in at the bottom level shows up in the progress towards the manager, the department, and the organization OKRs. And the results that are seen on the dashboard of organization OKRs can be biased. So in order to keep away that bias, we recommend the OKRs to be separated from comp and ben. But of course, we have the system which enables the performance evaluation at the end of the 4-quarter OKRs. So the time period usually for the OKRs is annual calendar year, January to December, divided into 4 quarters. So in those 4 quarters, we measure the objectives and the key result progress using the check-ins given by the employee. And we've also integrated the software with Jira for automated check-ins. The progress in the Jira logs is automatically shown in the progress in the OKR. And we've also integrated for CFR. Yeah, CFR being one of the very important, say, John Doe calls it a sister of OKR. CFR stands for conversation, feedback, and recognition. So in order to keep the continuous improvement, whenever we usually recommend weekly check-ins in the system. So whenever an employee provides the check-in, there has to be a conversation to understand what is the risk or why there is a delay in a particular objective or the key result progress, and what are the challenges that the employee is facing, and collectively managers, team and employee can overcome that in order to progress the whole objective. So this CFR is continuous. We've enabled CFR by integrating with Microsoft Teams and Slack. And I will show you through the features of the product as well. And coming back, sir, I would also like to showcase the product by sharing the product. Can I go
sure.
ahead and just...
Sure.
So this is our web application. It's a cloud-based software. And when an organization decides to go for OKRs as like to manage their organization objectives, then we provide the software instance to them with their own data. So we are also integrated with the HRIS software called Grady HR. There is a REST API integration. The database flows in seamlessly from Grady HR application to our application, where we don't have to maintain a separate employee database or the login also. So there is a quick link which enables every user to automatically navigate to this page of Skills to Talent. And we also have the quick start guide, which enables every user to understand what are OKRs and what are objective statements and key result statements. What kind of OKRs can be available in the system, and the time period, as I mentioned, annual year divided into 4 quarters, and who owns the OKRs. So as a user, in my dashboard, the OKRs that I own are shown, and I have the access to provide the check-ins of the progress. And this is the progress that I was mentioning about. And average OKR score is at the end of the quarter, we ask the employees to self-score against their achievements for each objective. So when they self-score, the average of, say, an employee has 6 OKRs, the average of all 6 is now considered as the quarterly OKR score. And the 4-quarter OKR scores are averaged out, and we added with the performance evaluation, as in their core value based competencies, job specific behavioral and leadership competencies. These in a combination and of different weightages can be measured for an employee, and we arrive at an overall performance score. You might ask me that we recommend that OKRs has to be away from Comp and Ben, but in the system, we have integrated with the performance management evaluation. So as an end result, we provide the manager assessment for performance of this employee, and we come up with employee performance score. So, and that is used in many organizations. That score is used for Comp and Ben calculation. So we've seen this. Most of the organization, they want to have this OKRs and the performance measures as an overall performance score. And even the survey, the market survey that we conducted says many organizations want to integrate OKRs with performance management. And that's the reason we have enabled the tool to integrate OKRs with PMS and arrive at the overall performance score in order to arrive at the comp and ben or promotion of the employee. And yeah, this is of course market driven, so we have provided this option and it is working fine in most of the organization. And moving forward, this is the page where employees can see their own OKRs, my OKR management. Once you click on it, select the quarter that you're currently working in, and the system enables you to add your own OKRs, or manager can add the OKRs for the employee. And just a second. Yes. So an employee can add his own OKRs, or the manager can add employees' OKRs, and even HR can assign OKRs to an employee. But before keying in the OKRs into the system, it is always advisable to have a collective discussion and arrive at the objectives and the key result and the alignment of each employee in the organization. So to start with, in order to implement the OKRs, we always recommend the top management -1, -2, the set of, say, the top set of employees to start the OKRs, because it becomes easier for the later penetration into the lower levels. And when we define the objective statement, say accelerate the business growth to strategy insight, we can add the key results under this. So one of the key results here is in order to have the business growth, I will take a, yes. So reach out to new marketplace, as I mentioned as one of the examples, or achieving a revenue of 10 lakhs or 100 lakhs from the store XYZ can be one of the key results. So when we have defined objectives and key results, the system has this option to for the employee to provide the check-in. So here is the check-in option where employee can say what is my current every week. At the end of every week, employee can mention what is the current target. Current achievement. The target being 100 crores. The starting is 0 and the current so far is 30. And if the employee has progressed to 45 and it can be behind the planned schedule, and employee can provide their check-in comments and add the check-in. So once the check-ins are provided, you can see that status being updated here. In the manager dashboard, it shows the status of each employee, and the manager can initiate a conversation and find out why there is such a delay, and also enable the employee in order to progress towards this objective. So when we align, there is this feature called Align OKR. Yeah, edit alignment. So when we align to if I'm aligning my objective to my manager, then this progress of 45 lakhs out of 100 is now shown in my manager page as well. If there are 2 reportees, then I'm contributing, say, half of the 100%, which is half of 45, say 22.5 will be the progress in my manager's page. So this way the alignment gives in a single dashboard, my manager can see what is the overall progress of the department. If the sales manager has 2 reportees and each one is contributing 50% of the overall growth department sales, then that check-in is now reflecting in manager page. And the CEO can see what is the progress of the sales department, and so on and so forth. So each department will contribute towards the CEO's OKRs, so that in one dashboard, CEO can see what is the progress of each department and where more attention is needed. And we also have further options to add more key results. So system enables anytime during the whole year, you identify new key results or identify new objectives. We can add it and assign a weightage to it and start working towards. But anyway, the system will calculate the average scores of all the OKRs. So the score remains intact, irrespective you add new key result or not. It is averaging out all the scores from each key result. So at the end of the quarter, now that as an employee, this employee has worked on all the objectives and the key results that he has been assigned to. So he has this option to close, and as a closing completed percentage, he'll have to mention what is his completion and close it. And the score can also be defined. Say, for example, sometimes the market is not as favorable as it was anticipated. So the employee could only achieve 80% of the objective, but with substantial reasons, and employee can score himself or 0.9. But ideally 0.8 is the score, but the system is flexible to provide any other variations, the risks, mitigations, and dependencies. The employee can mention the reason for lower achievements but higher scores and provide the checking. And all the scores now are provided for each of the objectives. And in the reports, the employee can see the overall progress of all his objectives, where one of it is on track, one is behind, and 4 OKRs are closed. And he can also see his average scores, which is 0.8 out of 1. So always we score OKRs out of 1, from 0 to 1. So now this is the score for Q1. And similarly, we measure the scores for each quarter, for 4 quarters. And we arrive at the overall OKR annual scores, which can be, say, 0.8 in Q1, 0.9 in Q2, 0.8 in Q3, and 0.9 in Q4, which will come up to 0.85 as an annual score. And we can assign a weightage to it. So 80% of this score is considered, and about 20% of the scores from other performance or competencies can be measured by asking the employees to self-rate. Competencies can be their communication skills, interpersonal skills, integrity, customer first approach. So it depends on the organization what they want to measure for which role. The job role also matters. So once the employee self-assess for such competencies, we consider 20% of the scores from this employee competency assessment from the manager, and we cumulate it and we arrive at the annual performance scores. So the concern that we need the performance score for, as we are anyway measuring the progress of an employee, we need the performance score, which was the concern for most of the HRs and the CXOs. So we've addressed it by integrating with the performance management. We are one of the very few tools who have integrated OKRs with PMS and also CFR. So far, that's about the OKR framework and our system. And we have the reports which can be extracted by the HR admin, and this enables the organizations to also view. Yes, we can also, any employee can go and view the organization OKRs and any other employee OKRs. So I just have to click here and search an employee. So I can see my manager's OKRs for the quarter. But I will not be able to make any changes in it. I'll have only read access. So anybody can see anybody's OKRs and also align to others' OKRs. But this alignment has to be predefined. Haphazardly, we do not encourage people to align to others' OKRs unless it is logically approved by discussing with the immediate reporting manager. So that's about it from the tool side. So I would like to know what is your understanding so far on OKRs?
Well, it's a good effective tool. Definitely should be very useful for any organization. Do you have any final comments to make?
So as a final comment, I would also mention the challenges that organization faces when implementing the OKRs. It's a major cultural drift because we are moving towards the transparency of the organization OKRs. So often there comes questions like, what if some of the objectives are confidential? We do not want to share it. So we provide the options to keep it as private OKRs. So inside an OKR, we can define and keep some of the OKRs as private, which remains between employee and the immediate reporting manager. It's not transparent to the rest of the organization. And there can be some, this cultural drift is a major challenge that we often see, that we'll have to manage that cultural change, wherein this transparency and providing the check-ins regularly, which is visible to everybody else in the organization. It takes a quarter or two for employees to get accustomed to it. And that is one of the challenges. And though the tool has, we often get organizations and HRs who ask us to integrate the tool with other existing tools which they are using. But the challenge lies in not just integration, but understanding of the concept and also providing regular check-ins. So it's quite simple that the employees will have to regularly provide their check-ins on progress, and the dashboard shows the overall progress of the department and the organization. So it does not need a lot of configurations and integrations. When it comes to OKR management, it is quite a simple process, and we always encourage organizations to keep it simple.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for spending your valuable time. I'm sure definitely viewers will get benefited out of it. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you.